G'day guys, it's Hayley and Brad here from our Australia trip, and behind us we have our brand new 2025 model Zone RV Peregrine.
Yeah, so in this episode we're going to head down the coast from Queensland all the way into New South Wales and take you through a shakedown / walkthrough of our new Zone RV. So let's get on with the video.
Welcome to our brand new home. It is absolutely stunning.
This thing's got a baller electrical system, a full red arc system.
Let's get on the side.
Okay, so this is the 19-foot full-size offering from Zone RV. This is a couples layout and it's called the Peregrine. So it's a composite off-road van. Quickly, I'll run through the specs of the van. We'll go into everything in a little bit more detail throughout the video, but off the top, it's got 800 amp hour of lithium. It's got 1240 watts of solar. It's got a 3000 watt inverter. All the power system is red arc. It's got airbag suspension, the Cruisemaster ATX, and that comes standard on all Zone vans. And it's also got 240 litres of water carrying capacity. So it's pretty sweet off-grid setup. Now, usually a caravan of that sort of spec is gonna be pretty heavy, and that's the beauty of Zone RV. With their composite construction, they can manufacture a lightweight caravan with a high payload. Now, this caravan here has a 3.5 ton ATM, but only a 2.85 ton tear. So that allows us about 650 kilos of payload. Plus, the chassis can be spec'd up to 4 tons, so you can get an extra 500 kilos on top of that. This caravan has a pretty light ball weight, so it tears out at about 230 kilos, but keep in mind we have just fully loaded it. We've put all the water in our tanks, so we've got it chock-a-block at the moment, and we have got a ball weight scale in there, so when we find some flat ground, we will weigh it. The way these vans come together is pretty cool. So what a composite panel is, or the Zone composite panels is, so it's fiberglass outer and a foam inner, and that's vacuum infused with resin, which makes a really strong composite panel. And these vans are made up of 4 different parts. So you've got the composite floor, you've got 2 composite walls, and you've got a 1-piece roof wrapping it all together. Now, not only is that lightweight, it's also thermally efficient, which means it doesn't nearly get as hot as traditional frame vans. So that's awesome. They've also got some really nice seals. So there's a triple Zardi seal. So you've got 1, 2, and 3 seals, and that also keeps the dust out. So every panel and every opening of the caravan has a really good seal, and that allows it to become dust free. Now, as you can see here, this van is wrapped with what they call the protection pack. It's just like a rubberized coating, which just protects the bottom parts of the van when you're pulling it through tight tracks or things like that. And I also think it sets off the van really nicely with the black and white theme.
So the protection pack actually came in real handy at this camp. First camp in our new van, and straight away we were going down tight tracks with the trees coming real close in the sides, and we were like, oh, thank goodness we have that protection pack. But anyway, we're currently camping at Red Cliffs Campground, which is on the north coast of New South Wales, just south of Yamba. This is a New South Wales National Park camp, so it's $24-ish a night for 2 adults, plus your national park fee on top of that. And it's so beautiful. There's all different camping sections in this campground. So there's ones that are right on the beach. There's ones like what we are at the moment, where you're a bit more protected. We're overlooking the hinterland over there, but then we can also just walk through the bushes there over to the beach, which has been so nice. We have our own little section here. It's really beautiful. We're really enjoying it. There are a lot of storms around at the moment though, so I think a storm might come in this afternoon. It does look a bit rainy out there as well, but yeah, luckily we have the caravan to retreat to when the weather does turn bad. But anyway, we'll enjoy a bit more of this campsite. We'll also continue showing you through our new caravan as we journey down the east coast.
good morning from Red Cliffs Campground. And we had 55 millimeters of rain last night. It bucketed down all night. Nice to be back in the van with the pitter patter on the roof.
Yeah.
But this morning we're just having a quick cuppa. The rain's eased off, so we're gonna run down to the Red Cliff and have a look, have a cuppa, and then we're gonna get moving. We have a bit of an idea of where we want to get to today, but we're not sure if we can get a van in there, so we're gonna try that out.
We just kind of want to go somewhere in the Coffs hinterland because we've never been there.
Get up in the mountains, get off the coast a little bit.
Yeah, do something a bit different, but
so that should be exciting.
Yeah, we'll see if we can get to a good spot.
All right, first coffee. Cruise down the highway, and one thing I love about the zones is how well they tow out of the box now, because there's limited customization. That means that every chassis they manufacture for all the different models, they know so much about it. Like there's no sort of guesswork around weights, so they're like perfectly balanced. And so much so, we're cruising down the Old Pacific Highway, there's a lot of potholes and stuff, it tries to throw you around, but I can literally just drive at 100 k's an hour. The van just follows me everywhere I want to go, and it's that light and easy. I can just drive it with one finger. Now, we don't have the most comfortable tow rig, so there is a bit of fatigue around driving with this car in particular, but if you've got a 300 series or something like that, something that's really comfortable, your fatigue, you could knock out 10-hour days if you needed to, and your fatigue level, because you're not fighting the van the whole time, is going to be very minimal when you get to your destination. So love that. This is our first real test with disc brakes. We're somewhere out the back of Coffs Harbour. There's windy hairpins everywhere, and these disc brakes are amazing. It just pulls the van and the car up effortlessly, and it's so much smoother than the drums. I can't believe. It's funny because I'm running at about 4 on my Red Arc controller, or 5 on my Red Arc controller, but if I see a corner coming up really fast and I want to slow down for it, I can just crank this dial up and it just pulls us right up. I barely even have to rest my foot on the vehicle brakes. Love the discs. Game changer. Right, so it's about a 15-kilometre drive into our destination for tonight, and that is Platypus Flat. But we've just come off the bitumen and out of the windy mountains, and we're about to hit a dirt road. So this van has got Cruisemaster ATX suspension. It's airbags, fully independent, but it's also got the latest and greatest from Cruisemaster, and that's the M60 shock. They call it unleashed suspension, and it's also adjustable, so you can soften it or you can stiffen it up depending on the sorts of terrain that you're doing. So yeah, we'll let the tyres down a little bit just for this dirt road. We don't really know what to expect, and we'll also soften the shocks up because it could get pretty rough down there, we're not sure. So safe than sorry, and we'll do that now. Glad I let my tyres down because there's a few little corrugations and that about. Just softens everything up, and plus on these tight roads, if there's an oncoming car and he's going a bit quick, and I might be going a bit quick. At least when I put my foot on the brakes, I'm not going to skid as much with the lower tyre pressures because there's more contact area with the road with the tyres. So this is gorgeous out here. Not too far off the beaten path either. I'm gonna miss this V8. That's the beauty of a manual though. Just come down like a 20-30% gradient, just first gear, low range. Don't even have to touch the brakes. Look, it pulls up on itself. That's a sweet sound. Oh, hopefully it doesn't get any worse than that. We are almost at camp and I can taste the beer. Been a big day.
This is so beautiful and we have only just arrived here, Platypus Creek Campground, somewhere in the back of the hinterland behind Coffs Harbour, but oh my goodness, we were just looking at the river on the drive down the hill. It's just so beautiful, but have a look at our caravan. Our new caravan isn't so new anymore.
You've got to rip the band-aid off eventually, haven't you? And I don't care how many times you do this. Like, we've done a fair bit of off-road caravanning in the last 2 years, but it always gets your heart pumping, and like the stress levels is just coming down now. I look pretty red actually. Apparently we have to reverse down this track to get into our site, so we're just parking the van here. Look, this firewood.
Can you just take that?
Yeah. Nice. So free firewood bonus. We're already thinking we're going to stay here an extra day just because it took us a little bit longer to get in here than what we thought it would. But yeah, we'll go for a wander down here and see how difficult it's going to be to get onto our site.
So we have to back all the way down here.
This is very pretty. Yeah. We have lucked out. It's paid off. The whole drive in. This is a sweet little site, and got the river right there behind us, rapids, walking trail there, massive little fire pit thing.
Our own little table.
It's going to be a good few days.
And it was only $6 per person a night, which is so good. Like we've got our own picnic table.
We're going to burn through more than $6
and they provide firewood. Yeah.
I'm going to back down this whole stretch, so that's a 200 meter reverse jobby. That's all right. Practice makes perfect. front seat, jackety.
Alright, let's get on to site.
I'll just try and get it to sit more this way.
Okay.
The back end. And just think solar, we're not going to have much here, so we'll just try and keep it out of that bush there.
Okay.
Right.
Oh, stop it!
Instant shelter!
Yeah!
We love the auto awning. We love the auto awning. Look at that! No, I think we're alright here. We'll stay hitched up. Perfect! I reckon we're pretty good. Thankfully that rain is cleared for now, and we're hoping to have a bit of a cook up outside tonight, which brings me to the cooking and electrics part of this van. So Zone manufacture dust-free vans, which means they've got a gasless internal, so they don't have to have all sorts of vents on the outside that let dust in. So when you close the door, there's no dust inside, and that's without a DRS system. But to have a gasless internal van, a lot of people still like cooking with gas, and so do we. Our weapon of choice is our Weber. So we just carry a 4 kilo gas bottle, that lasts us ages, and the Weber does everything we need like an oven to do. And whatever we can't do in the Weber, we do in the air fryer. So you can see our little like slide out kitchen here. We've got our Weber, got our air fryer, and yeah, that does everything we need. Little bayonets just here, and that just feeds to that 4 kilo gas bottle on the other side, so makes cooking outside really nice. And we've also got this big wide table, so Zone are known for their outdoor kitchen drop down table. Also, this van's that new, I just had to go find the hose. The outdoor kitchen does have facilities to wash up, so Zone will supply you with a little tub, and they'll also supply you with a hot and cold tap outlet. So I just plug this tap into here, and I have hot and cold water at the press of a button. Kitchen, drop down table, massive space, it's so good. We loved it on our last one of our favorite features. They also supply you with a portable induction cooktop. So you can see in there, there's a portable induction cooktop, which you can use to plug into the 240 outlets there. So this is all run off electricity. Obviously, the air fryers run off 240, portable cooktops run off 240. Same inside, we have a dual induction cooktop inside as well. So we do use a lot of power when we're cooking, but this thing's got a baller electrical system, a full red arc system. In this van, we've opted for 800 amps, and the batteries are slung underneath the van down there. So there's 100 kilos worth of batteries that are underslung underneath the chassis. That weight's down nice and low, keeps the center of gravity low. So that's really cool. And to have 800 amp hour of lithium, when we have a few rainy days, like we've just had 4 days that have been rainy in a row, we've been running Starlink, we've been running our air fryer, we've been torturing this power system, just getting used to it. So around here we have the brain box where all the electrics are controlled. So this is a full red arc system. Red Arc actually manufacture this stuff down in South Australia. They assemble the whole board and it gets shipped up to Zone as it is here, and then it's just harnesses, plug and play. So really repeatable, really reliable, and obviously Red Arc's the best 12 volt gear you can get. So it's got the Red Arc Manager Alpha 100, so it's 100 amps worth of charge you can have coming in. So we've got 1240 watts of solar on the roof. I'll show you the roof in a sec. But we've also got the availability to plug a portable solar blanket in, and also run the car when we're driving. You can get 30 amps through the car while you're driving. So really smart setup. So this, on the old van, it was all like analog. There was all fuses and stuff, and that's just the way that it was, but this is the latest and greatest. This stuff's only less than 12 months old, so digital switching, digital fusing, it's just awesome. And obviously a 3000 watt inverter down there, which we pretty much run all the time to run the Starlink. So awesome schematics and everything, so it's really easy to fault find, and like, yeah, it's the best. All tucks away in this nice little cupboard. But yeah, we've got Starlink on this side, so obviously we run Starlink all the time. We work on the road, we're uploading YouTube videos and things like that, so we're always running Starlink. So there is an Ethernet point here, you can run your Starlink. We've got the old Gen 2 dish. We will upgrade to the Mini eventually, because apparently it's so much better and it runs off 12 volt. But for now, that's still doing its job. The Starlink's good. And I thought I'd mention, I just found out the other day that we can refer you, if you use the code, I'll put it down in the bottom here. There's a little QR code. If you scan that code, you get a month free for Starlink if you're new, and we'll get a month free as well. So if there's not a special or something running and you want to order Starlink, use that, it'll help us out and help you out too. So now I'll jump up on the roof. There is a ladder at the back, so I'll climb up there and show you the solar panels. It's pretty. This is also so good for cleaning your solar panels. This ladder at the back just gives you perfect access. I usually don't park under a wet tree, but for today's exercise, I'm gonna get a little bit wet. And bang, I'm on the roof. So, hello from the tree. Look like I'm in a ghillie suit, but on the roof here, we've got 1240 watts of solar, which is the maximum spec you can do for a Peregrine. So we've got all these panels. We've got two at the front, and there's also one that's facing on a slope at the front. So that's the roof. We've also got obviously an air conditioner, a few roof hatches, and a TV aerial, and an awesome big skylight just there. So how good's that roof look? So clean, everything's so tidy, everything's run really nicely, and it obviously all feeds down into the electrical cabinet there. So really nice and easy runs. So I'll get down from here and show you that panel on the front. Jump up on the front box here, big front panel. So yeah, love this solar setup. It has been pumping. We actually haven't had much sun to test this setup, but we've been running the air fryer, we've been running the Starlink all the time, and she's been keeping up. So absolutely blown away with this Red Arc system. So we've got a bit of a cook up tonight. We've got some steaks and some chicken wings, sweet potatoes in the air fryer. Love that. But I just love this part of camping. We're gonna have all the comforts of a caravan, but also be able to spend time outside, because that's why you go camping, right? If the weather's crap, you can retreat inside, but if it's nice like this, we've got the stream running, we've got a fire going, why not cook outside and enjoy the great outdoors? So I think really that's what it's all about, and I love that this sort of setup can facilitate that so easily. And then yeah, when the weather's crap, you can do everything still inside. So yeah, I love this. Bit of fresh air, the stream running, it's just perfect. It'd be interesting to see how much the air fryer is actually using, and you can see here she's pulling 200 amps right now. Pat's had that on for 10 minutes already. We started at 45% and we've used 2% of our battery capacity, so we're at 43% right now. So another 10 minutes might draw it down to around 40% or so. Dinner is served, Patsy.
Yay!
And our battery level is 40%, so 5% for the air fryer dinner.
And I don't think there's been like any sun today, so.
There's been zilch. All right, 2468. Dig in, don't wait. as you can see, the sun is out and the solar is pumping. So this is really the first time we've seen what this system's actually capable of. And I have pretty close to 90 amps running through this setup. I have put the solar blanket out just to capture a bit more sun because we've had like, well, the last 5 days have been cloudy, so we haven't had much charge through the solar, but she's pumping. That's nearly, with the solar blanket, that's nearly 1.5 kilowatts of solar, and 1200 watts of that is going into the batteries. So that's a pretty good efficiency. That's like less than 20% lost through like voltage drop and efficiency of the panels and stuff. So that's awesome. And I thought I'd just share, because I know we use these apps all the time, but you just don't think to share it. But there's this app that I use just to see where the sun is going to be. So if we're in a clearing like we are now, we've got a very limited amount of sky that we can take advantage of to get sun in. So there's this app that's called Sun's Path, and if you can see that on there, it'll show you the sun and the moon path, and I can see that all day, pretty much until, geez, I can't even see that right now, the sun's that bright. But yeah, pretty well all day we have sun. So you can see those little yellow dots, just shows where the sun's path is traveling throughout the day. And that's what prompted me to put that extra solar blanket out, because I thought, well, if we're going to be in full sun, we may as well make the most of it. So yeah, anyway, we'll jump inside and Patsy will give us a little bit of an internal tour. Let's go.
Okay, well, welcome to our brand new home. It is absolutely stunning. Like the interior of these vans is just so luxurious, so clean and crisp. I just absolutely love it. We have gone for different colors this time. So we have the white overhead cabinets. We like the white on top because it really feels like it keeps it nice and open. And we've had darker cabinets before at the top, and we feel like it makes you feel a bit more closed in. So we really like having the white up there. On the lower cabinetry, we have gone for the color called Rock Ash. So out of the 3 colors you can choose for cabinets, this is the middle one. You can also go either white or charcoal would be the darkest one. And then for the floor, we have the lightest flooring color, which is called Barnyard Grey. We are so in love with this floor. It feels so light, makes it feel really coastal and homey in here, and yeah, it's just beautiful. For the lounge, we have gone for the black PU leather, which is just the artificial leather option. So that's what we've got there. So we have gone for the L-shaped lounge. We love this configuration of lounge because, again, it just makes everything feel so much more open, especially us. We are always working here. It gives us enough room to, you know, someone can sit there and have that space for their laptop, the other person can sit there. It's not like a cafe dinette where our laptops would be touching. And same thing, even we've found if we're eating at these when we're eating at the lounge, if we were to have a cafe dinette, when you know, set your placemats and your plates and that, you would kind of be very close to each other, whereas with this configuration you have a lot more room. Also, we find with this one is that when we have people over and they want to be inside the van, you can easily fit at least 3 people there, and then someone on the bed if you want. So you can comfortably fit 4 people or even 5 inside your van, whereas if you have the cafe dinette option, it's a bit hard to squish 2 people on either side of the lounge there. So we really like this layout for us. It also helps contribute to the van just feeling like really open on the inside. For a 19-foot van, you know, like that's kind of your smaller size in the full-size caravan models. It doesn't feel like it's only 19 foot in here. It feels so open and airy. And I think that's got to do with the lounge, but also the placement of the door. So before I talk about the door, the main differences between our 19-foot Peregrine and the 21-foot Sojourn that Zone make, which is their next model up, the main difference is obviously the extra 2 feet, but apart from that, it would be the door placement. So we have the door at the front of the van, whereas the Sojourn has it at the rear. The other difference would be the presence of a pantry. We don't have that in this van. And we have a bolster bed, whereas the Sojourn has a full-size bed. So I'll run through those differences in our van now. starting with the front door placement, because it means that you only need one walkway here, as opposed to if we were to have a rear door, then we would lose this bench space in our kitchen, because that would need to be a door, and it wouldn't be able to extend too much further there because you would still need walkway around this bed. So by having the front door, it allows us to still have all of this bench space, which is absolutely massive. Like, we have more bench space than what we need, which is why we have the coffee machine, because we have plenty of room for it. So, and it also allows us to have a really big bathroom, which we'll show you later on as well. So people do ask me often, don't you feel a little bit weird having a front door, like in terms of privacy? But that's never been an issue for us. We do have the 2 separate windows here. So this one, you know, you can, we keep that closed up if there's people around, so that people can't see into your bed. Also, obviously this screen door is fully open at the moment, but if we had people there and we wanted to, well, I wanted to go and lay on the bed or something, I just close that screen door. You can still have it open at the top, but it's all blocked off at the bottom. And for full privacy, you just close that little window there, so you're really nice and tucked away. And for the sake of having all of that bench space, like, the front door is worth its weight in gold for me there. Yeah, so the door is one big difference between the two. The other one is the bed. So we do have a queen size bed, but it is a bolster bed. So that just means that during the day we can push the bed in, and we've got this bolster here, and then at night time we pull the bed out, we flip our bolster down in there, and then that makes it the full size bed. I'll just close that for the rain. So when the bolster drops down and you pull the bed all the way out, it's a full queen size bed, the same size queen that you would have at home. I think it's 203 centimeters, is that right?
That's right.
203 centimeters, so yeah, massive bed. I'll actually show you now how easy it is to pull out. We were always hesitant to have a bolster too before we had one, but then once we had one and saw how easy it is to do the bolster, it's really not a compromise at all. So, is that going to be too loud?
It's just started to rain quite heavily by the sound of things. Oh, there's some dark clouds out there, Patsy.
Okay, so before I pull it out, have a look. This is how much room you've got when it's all the way in. So it's really good, like plenty of room to walk around, happy days. But then come nighttime when you want to go to sleep, all you do to start with, you can see there's these rails under here. So you literally just pull them out. I like to pull them out a bit further than what I would need, just to make it easier. Then you just pull the mattress out like that. Then we just jump up here and we push the bolster down into its spot. And then I simply just come and push it back in to fill the gap. Now, you can make the sheets, you know, make the bolster into the sheets when you make the bed, but that's just extra steps and we're lazy. We don't have time for that. We want it to be nice and easy. So all we do instead then is once your pillows go on it, you can see that there's no need to make the bolster there because the pillow covers more than enough of it anyway. And then you've got your bed ready to hop in. How easy was that? So now that it's all the way out, you'll be able to see how much room you've still got around here, because some people do like to leave this out all the time. So that's how much room you would have around it. Maybe a bit tight on this corner. We usually just pack it up in the day because it's so easy. It's just another step of making the bed. So I'll show you how easy it is now to pack up. So all I have to do is just pull this out, those rails out again a little bit, and the mattress out a little bit, just to ease off the pressure, so that I can easily then just lift up the bolster. And then I just, sorry, usually you'd have the sheets back where they are. Okay, so you lift up the bolster, pop it back in its spot. Then I just push it all the way back in till it's nice and snug, and then you put your pillows back on, and then you've got all this extra room that you wouldn't have had if you left it out. So yeah, nice and easy. We also have optioned the pillow top, which makes it just a bit more comfier if you would like that. It's about that much extra thickness, so it does raise up the mattress a little bit. But Brad and I, both of us, like we're not short, we can both still fit under here with plenty of room. So yeah, so we also have a heap of underbed storage. That's the beauty of Zone RV designing the caravan so that you can load up the front so that we can really maximize all of that storage space. So if you have a look under here, it is chockers at the moment, but that's all of our room that we have. And just remembered, we this time optioned for the L-shaped lounge insert so that we can actually turn our L-shaped lounge into an extra bed if we want to. As you can see, we've never actually used it before, so we might actually pull it out now and let's figure this out together. The cool thing about this table is that you can so easily like maneuver it around, make heaps of space there, or you can push it all the way in there to really make more room in the hallway. You can go that way, all the way up this way. Oh, you can even turn around like that way as well. But anyway, yeah, to make this insert work, I think we just push it all the way down, and then oh, you must put those around the table, but won't bother with that this time. I'm sure the buckles are putting it up a bit there so it's unlevel, but once the buckles go around, that would look pretty good. How good's that? So then even like if we wanted to have a movie night or something, we could have the TV there. You could both sit here. We've even got this little footstool thing. So much room. How cool is that? Okay.
Don't literally jump. But...
So yeah, heaps of storage in this caravan, like even under the seats here, you can see we've got storage space there. That's a little pull-out tub that you can take out as well to make it easier. And now because the batteries are underneath the caravan in a battery box, whereas they used to be under this seat, but they're not anymore. So we also have storage space under there as well, which works perfectly for our cans and those sorts of heavy items, because it's good to put the heavy items towards the bottom of the caravan. Speaking of storage, we also have these really cool little foot lockers next to the bed. So you can see when you open that up, you've got all that room in there for your shoes. Plenty of space, so they're really great to have on either side of the bed. And then in the kitchen, we have so much storage in our kitchen. Now, before when I was talking about the differences between a Peregrine and a 21-foot Sojourn, the third big difference would be the pantry. In a Sojourn, you do have a pantry here, whereas obviously we don't have that. So we use this section here as our pantry. We find that that is plenty of space. They already have the shelves built in there so that you can really easily divide up your things. As you can see, like we're not even chock-a-block full. That allows us to have more, you know, it allows us to have more room for when we do a bigger shop. We also then use this drawer down here where an oven would traditionally be. We use that for like our larger food items too, which I absolutely love having all of that space. This is a gasless interior for the caravan, so we have an induction cooktop and no oven. You don't need an oven when you have an air fryer. You can literally do anything in an oven can be done in an air fryer, and it's much more space efficient. So even this morning, like we toasted some muesli in there, we've baked cakes in there, you can do a roast in there. Yeah, once you have an air fryer, you get this whole drawer space back, which is awesome. Lots of different size drawers and cabinets there. It's really nice as well that this cupboard here comes with a pull-out double bin, which makes things nice and clean and easy. We also have the separate drinking tank, so that's our pump under there for that, so we can have clean drinking water in one tank, and then our other two tanks are just normal water. We have a 270 litre compressor fridge, so much room in there. We actually used to have a car fridge, but because now that our caravan fridge has so much room. We don't use the car fridge anymore because this is more than enough room in here, even with a really big shop. So that's awesome. We have the microwave, you know, coffee machine, induction cooktop, all of these electric appliances, and it's not even an issue because of how much solar and battery we have. So yeah, it really is no compromise in this caravan. You can go to, you know, all those remote parts of Australia and still have all the creature comforts of home. So we love that. And now for the brains of the caravan, which is our Red Vision system. This is where we control all of the electrics, the lights, the water pumps, all from this little screen here. You can also get the Red Vision app on your phone so that all of these things are also replicated on your phone and can be controlled from your phone as well, which is really cool. Anyway, I think that's a pretty thorough rundown of the inside of our van. It is so hot though, camping in the rainforest. It feels stormy, but it's hot, it's muggy, so we're gonna get out of here and we'll show you the bathroom tomorrow at our next camp.
It is water fill up time. And here is how we fill our tanks. So we've got 3 tanks on this van. 2 of them are like shower, washing water, and 1 of them is a dedicated drinking water tank. And we've got this little manifold here. So when we're on mains water, we plug into there and that gives mains pressure to our whole van. But when we want to fill our tanks, we just use these 3 spigots. So yeah, they're labeled tank 1, tank 2, which is our drinking water, and tank 3. The tanks are like pretty much from here forward. There's 1, 2, 3 tanks there. That keeps the weight down low, keeps it centered right around the axles. And then obviously our battery box is there. And we've also got a 100-litre grey water tank just right up here at the back, which we try not to use, but some places you need to use it. So I've got this little manifold I made for our last van. It's just easy. I can just plug all these on here, and then I can choose which tanks I want to put water into. But in this case today, I'm gonna fill all the tanks up. And it's literally as simple as turning the water on and letting it run until you hear it overflows. So a cheeky little thing we like to do as well, if there's a few water points in town or if the water point's nice and quiet, we'll also cheat and do a load of washing. So that's what we'll do today. The water pressure here is really good, so a 15-minute washing cycle will coincide with us filling our tanks. So we'll do that. So I'll turn the water on now and get them filled up.
So like Brad said, if the timing is right, then we'll run a load of washing while we're filling up water. And that's the beauty of having an off-grid power system too. We have obviously no power hook up here. We just turn the inverter on. We've got 240 and now we can run our washing machine. So this is a Chemek 2.5 kilo washing machine. You can actually surprisingly fit a lot in here. Like I can fit, with our bedding, I can fit our bottom sheet and our top sheet in a load. I can fit our whole doona cover in one load. I use these for our dirty laundry, so like that would be a load, so that works really well. Yeah, you can fit heaps into them. So they use, well, it depends what cycle you're doing in terms of how many liters it will use. The instruction manual says that if you use the cotton cycle, which is 48 minutes, then it will use about 30 liters of water, but we don't use that cycle. Obviously when you're free camping off grid, we just do the quick cycle, and the quick cycle is only 15 minutes. So we ran it yesterday and we think it used about 15 or 20 liters of water, definitely less than 20. So that's pretty cool that you can do a load of washing for only less than 20 liters of water, which is awesome. Yeah, the washing machine wouldn't be without it. We also have the Webasto diesel hot water system. If you've watched our videos before, you'd always hear me bang on about how good the diesel hot water system is. So there's a little control panel for for it over here. You literally just press the button on. I'll press it on right now so I can show you how long it takes to heat up. It only takes a couple of minutes for the water to get hot. But yeah, that turns on now. The diesel hot water system is in this cabinet down here. So that's all that doing its thing there. So that will just heat up now, and then after a couple of minutes of heating we will have continuous hot water, which is absolutely marvelous to be able to have continuous hot water in a caravan. It's not like your old gas hot water systems where you have your 15-litre tank and then once you've used that hot water you have to wait for it to recycle and heat up again. Not once this is hot, it just stays hot for as long as we need it, so that is amazing. We also have the Webasto diesel air heater as well. The control for that's just outside, and there's an outlet here so that we can get hot air into the bathroom, and an outlet in the main area too. So that is perfect. That thing got a workout in our previous Peregrine last year when we were traveling through the snow. We may also do a snow camping trip in this new van this year, so that will be good. But even if you're not in the snow, you know, like some nights it can get pretty chilly and some mornings, so it's nice to be able to have the diesel air heater as well. Okay, so we also have our Ogo composting toilet. The composting toilet has made caravanning life so easy. No more dealing with dump points with cassette toilets. They smell, they're gross, they're disgusting. Every 2 or 3 days you have to look for a dump point with a cassette toilet, whereas with the composting toilet you literally don't need dump points anymore, and it lasts for ages, like weeks at a time. It's so good. So obviously you have 2 separate compartments. The number 1 compartment, which we just put a little bit of vinegar in there, and that helps neutralize any smell. And then the number 2 compartment, we have the little bucket in there that you put your compost into. So we just get the peat brick from Big W and we use 2/3 of that brick, add about 750 mils of water, which is a bit less than what they tell you to do, but we find less water works better, and then you can always add a bit more if you need to. And then also you just press this little button here after you use it, and then that will automatically make the agitator in there spin around, which has been really nice because we had the Nature's Head composting toilet in our previous van, and that one you had to manually turn. So to just push the button and away it goes, that's awesome. So many people always ask about the composting toilet and the consistency and is it hard to use and all that kind of thing. Like it's you don't have to worry too much. Like once you get that first compost water ratio good, it literally will just do its thing. So yeah, that's the toilet. I think I've covered everything there. So now the hot water, it's been heating up for about 5 minutes now, so just turn it to hot to see how long it takes. Bam, that's hot. So that's how long it took to go from cold to hot. I don't want to waste that water, but yeah, literally that's like really hot now. And once it's hot, now every time I turn it on, bam, like that's hot. No cold comes out anymore, it's just straight away hot. So we've got continuous hot water now while that's running. So next thing, the shower. The shower in these vans are massive. Have a look at this. So much room in here. Like I'm literally, this is me at one end. Look how much room I've got. So much room, it's awesome. And they actually also come with these like shower caddy things and that soap holder there as well, already in there, which is a nice little touch too. You've got your automatic fan there and the light. Happy days. It's just so comfortable. And look how big this bathroom is. Like I was saying the other day, for a 19-foot caravan to still have a bathroom this big, still have like all of this storage. That's a good thing as well about having like a good amount of bathroom storage. It helps put more weight at the back of the van too. The other thing I was going to say is this top cupboard here, because we have the diesel hot water there, it just means that this top cupboard will get a little bit warm, so it's just recommended not to put any like creams or anything that you don't want warming up in there. But I find it works perfectly to put our dirty laundry. I just get those like storage cubes from Bunnings or Kmart, wherever they're from, have a light and a dark one, and like I said, that's a load of washing right there, so it's perfect size, works really well. Is that everything to do with the bathroom?
I think so.
Cool. Well, we're gonna hit the road, head to our next camp. We're very excited for this one, so we'll see you there.
Well, just before we leave the water fill up point, I thought there's a nice flat piece of ground here that I can use to check and measure the ball weight of the van. So we've just fully loaded this. It's full of groceries. It's got full water. The whole front box is loaded. All under the bed is loaded. She's chock-a-block. So I've just measured my tow tongue height. So when it's hitched up to the cruiser, the height from the hitch to the ground is about 460 millimeters. So what I've done is I've put some packers under there to pack this little tow ball scale up, and now I'll drop it down. And the reason why I pack it up is because when the tow ball scale bottoms out, I want that to be at 460 millimeters because it's the same height as what it would be when it's on the car, if that makes sense. So I'll drop it down now and we can see how much this tow ball weighs. So electric jack, Zones come standard with electric jacks. It's just, if you don't have one, you're missing out. So let's drop it down. You can see it there. 300 kilos, just going past that now. 320. So there you have it. So there it is, still around that 320 kilo mark, and there's absolutely no weight on that hitch. So, and there's the measurement to the base plate. It's around 470, 465. And that's exactly where I want to be. So yeah, give or take 320 kilos, which is a very good result.
Oh, there's a waterfall.
When do you ever see a waterfall from the road?
I know.
The waterfall way, it lives up to its name. How cool is this drive?
Beautiful.
And the disc brakes again, putting in work down this range. I feel like I'm on top of the world. Well, we are just coming up on one of our favourite spots on the East Coast, Southwest Rocks. Have a look at this. We've always wanted to camp in this campground, but we've never quite stayed here. This is gorgeous. I'm just going to do a loop of the hill to show you this lookout. We're out in this little spit of land. I've already seen a humpback. I've just had a 2-second glimpse of the ocean. I've already seen a humpback. But we're camping down here. This is the old jail. If you haven't come here before, put it on your list. But look at how beautiful this place is. Look at this campground. Sheltered bay, beautiful green grass. I'm loving it.
That's us here.
That's us there.
Wow.
Oh, that's the premium, non-premium side. Oh, I love it at Southwest Rocks. Trial Bay Jail. Well, we had a beautiful few days here at Southwest Rocks, and albeit short, it was a stunning place to just base ourselves, veg out for the weekend, get some work done, and it was just a beautiful way to end our little trip down the mid-north coast, even with the riffraff from the neighbours. After enjoying some of the icons of the area over the weekend, we were pretty keen to keep moving further south and pick up our travels on the south coast, which we were very excited for. Well, we're back on the road again, and that's all she wrote for Southwest Rocks. It was a bloody beautiful stay here, awesome animal encounters, awesome weather, very productive for our work, but the van's got 1,000 Ks on it, so it's ready for its shakedown service, and we're heading down the south coast as we speak.
Literally, I've got the service booked in tomorrow and then off to the south coast we go, so we're very excited for that. But also, how good is it that we just spent like a week off-grid in pretty overcast, rainy, stormy weather. How much was the battery at when we picked the van up? Because Tell the storage story.
Yeah, well, we had the van in storage just while we were getting all our stuff ready to hit the road, and yeah, it was supposed to be parked like in the sun for the solar, so I didn't turn anything off, but they parked it undercover and it lost its charge. I think it was down, it hit like 3% at one point there. I saw on the logs, but I think when we picked it up, when we actually hit the road, it was about, you know, 20 or 30%. So we've clawed our way back up. I think it's on about 70 at the moment. We've had a couple of days of sun, but that 800 amp hour battery bank, it has been incredible, and the new like power system has been so good to start off at such a low level and yeah, sustain us for a week of travel off grid. Like, we haven't even had to plug the van in
cloudy conditions. So I think if that's like as good an indication of any that we really don't need to plug into power anymore.
No.
And I think the biggest thing we've noticed the difference with this fan is just how quickly it charges, like that Red Arc Manager 100, like how quickly you could have only an hour of sun that day and it just pulls in enough power to get us right back up there.
Don't even have to try to get 80 amps in. Like,
so that's like probably the biggest difference that we've noticed. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, for a van that looks pretty well the same as our last one, has been a lot of like improvements. So yeah, it's awesome to see the innovation, and I can't wait to keep using this and pushing it further. So
definitely, so make sure that if you haven't subscribed already, you subscribe to our channel so you can follow along where we take this van and what we get up to from now on, pretty much. So yeah, super excited. And
thanks for watching this walkthrough video. I know it was a bit of a long one, but hopefully we touched on anything, and if we didn't touch on something you want to know about, just drop a comment below and we'll get back to you. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
See ya. I have never seen so many dolphins. Holy cow. That whole dark patch is dolphins. Look at them all. Amazing. There must be 100 of them there, or more.